gets you back to even. But now that very low IQ person who wants anybody that can have that rocket come down the way it came down, that sucker, right? How about that? How cool was that? It's the only one that can do it. Cutting 2 trillion, finding 2 trillion, it's easy. When you can do that, and he wants to do it. You know where he is right now? He's campaigning in Pennsylvania for Donald Trump. How cool is that, right? How cool. No, he's cool. He wore that black hat. He called it dark MAGA, right? Dark MAGA. You'd look good in that hat. He called it dark MAGA. He looked cool. You know what happened? I don't think we sold one dark hat in 2 years. I didn't even know we had them. You want another too? And everything's subtle, where it says "Make America Great Again." It was also in black, so you had black on black. That's called very subtle. And he wore it and he loved it, and he did great. He made a speech, did great. So we had 107,000 people in Butler, PA, right? Honoring the firefighter, Corey. Honoring Corey the firefighter, 107. And Elon got up and made a speech, and he did a good speech. He said, "I've never seen so many people. I've never seen anything like it." And then, because, you know, he comes sort of out of a laboratory. I mean, you know, when he likes it. So he feels comfortable. All of a sudden, he's on the stage. He's got all those people. And he's wearing the hat. I said, "What is it?" He said, "Dark MAGA." I said, "Listen, that hat looks great." Okay. So I sold like 2 hats in the last year, Dark MAGA. Nobody bought them. We had a run on the hats. They sold 71,000 black hats. Can you believe it? 71,000. You make money with money. It's the way it is. That's a hot item. Anyway, his just released numbers plainly indicate our economy is a total disaster and is expected to get very substantially worse. It's a wonderful time for me to come in. You know, this is what I want. No, I would have rather come in when things are going in the right direction, but we're gonna get it straightened out fast. It's gonna be one of the best economy you've ever had. You know, the stock market's going up. Scott Bessent, some of the smartest analysts on Wall Street said it's only going up for one reason, because Trump's leading in the polls and everyone thinks Trump's going to be president. They think Trump's going to win the election. That's why it's going up. Now, here's the bad news. They say if he doesn't win, you end up in a depression. It's, wow. Boy, you see that. It'll be a 1929 style economic depression that will absolutely crush your incomes and all that stuff. But we're not going to talk about that, because we want to make sure we win. And when we win, you are 4 days away from the best jobs, the biggest paychecks, and the brightest economic future the world has ever seen. You're going to be great. You'll love it. And we will end Kamala's economic disaster and launch a brand new Trump economic miracle. You know, Steve Moore, a great economist. He's great, actually. He is a great guy, right? He is a great guy. He just wrote a book called The Trump Economic Miracle. Just came out. It's a bestseller. Go buy it. It's great. I mean, it's a great book. I mean, what the hell? It's like $20. It's $20. Give the guy $20. No, it's a great book. It's a hot book. The Trump Economic Miracle by Steve Moore. Go buy it. It's great. He really tells us how we did it and what we're going to do. It's, you know, not that complicated. I will massively cut taxes for workers and small businesses, and we will have no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors. And you know, they're going to claim Donald Trump has a conflict of interest because I'm a senior and I'm giving. They're going to say he only did it because he didn't want to pay tax. Oh, they'll come up with something. They'll say there's some reason that he did it. No, I think, you know, the fixed income seniors, which is 96%, you don't look like a senior to me. Let me tell you, you look like a good senior. But I don't feel like a senior. Does anybody feel like a senior? I don't feel. I feel better now. I think I'm sharper and better now than I was 25, 30 years ago. You know, I do, I swear. I'll let you know when I don't. In fact, you'll probably know before me. All you have to do is watch. There'll be a day when you get up here and you say, where am I? Like Joe did, right? Where am I? Where are the stairs? Where the hell are the stairs? Oh, there they are. You'll know. I think I'll know before you, actually. I think I will. And, but I think we have a long way to go. Good parents, you know, it's nice to have parents that lived a long time. Because if you believe in that, right? I do. I believe in that. It's both genetics. Genetics is good. Not everything, but it sure as hell is good. It's better to have good genetics than bad genetics. Right? And I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who are amazing people who take care of a parent or a loved one. And you know, if we didn't have family caregivers, we wouldn't have enough hospitals. If we doubled our capacity, we wouldn't have enough. These people do so much, and we're going to get them a tax credit. To rapidly reduce inflation, I will end Kamala's war on American energy, and we will drill, baby, drill. And I'll cut your energy prices in half within 12 months. We're going to cut your energy prices, and that's going to be the beginning, and we're going to bring your costs of groceries, foods, everything. We're going to all come down. That's what caused the problem. And the energy is what caused it, because they came in and they destroyed what I had built. What a stupid group of people. All he had to do is go to the beach. You know, he went to the beach all the time, right? Somebody said he looks great. He's 82 years old. He looks unbelievable in a bathing suit. But he went to the beach, and he had a hard time moving. You know those things, they weigh like about 6 ounces. They're aluminum, hollowed aluminum. They're so light. They're meant for children and very old people. And what happens is he couldn't move it. He needed people to help him. So a kid came along who was 5 years old and helped him. But he went to the beach, and he had one quality that I don't have, and I wish I could have it. I'd pay a lot for it. He has the ability to fall asleep instantly with the cameras on. Who the hell could do that? And you see him falling asleep and drooling out the right side of his mouth, and he's gone. And he gets a good rest. I don't do that. I toss and turn and turn and toss. I'm thinking about how the hell I'm going to make money for you people. Tossing, turning. Always tossing, turning, spinning around like a top. Thinking about China, thinking about Russia, the Russia hoax. How about the Russia hoax? Was that another thing? I will cut a record number of job-killing regulations. I will terminate the Green New Scam, the biggest scam, the greatest scam in the history of our country. And I will end Kamala's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving the Michigan auto industry from extinction. And you know, I was here 4 weeks ago. I was at the Detroit Economic Club, right? And we had a meeting, and it was about automobiles, cars, and stuff, because you're getting killed. Look, you just lost 40, 50,000 jobs. This guy, the head of the union, you know, I'm leading by far in the popular poll as the rank and file with the union. But they have guys that only go for Democrats. That's all right. Sean Fain or whatever the hell his name is. So listen. And I told the story about a year ago. I have a friend that builds auto plants. Has anyone heard this story? Should I tell it again? Should I? John, oh, there he is, my man. Come on up here. Get up. This guy is so great. This guy, come on up. Secret Service may rough you up a little bit. Come on up here. This guy gets it. He got it. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. Look at the arms on him. Look at the arms. All I can say is I'm taller than him, but he has much bigger arms. Much bigger. And he's a great guy, and he loves his whole, I think he just loves Detroit, loved the area. But I've been telling you for a year and a half about this incident that I had. A friend of mine, John, he builds plants. That's all he does. He's a rich guy. He builds plants. If you told him to build an apartment, he wouldn't know how. If you told him to put down asphalt, he would. But he could build a plant like nobody. He builds all of them, most of them. And he was telling me that he's building some big plants. I said, I want to see one. Let's go. I want to see a plant under construction. I like that. I like that stuff. I was always good at it. I was a good builder. I always built great buildings. So I wanted to see one. He said, well, we'll have to go to Mexico. We know the story. We're going to have to go to Mexico because all of the big plants. I said, what do you mean Mexico? What about here? No. Oh, this is a year ago. I said, really? Let me see. And he showed me a plant that's the biggest plant, I think, in the world, right? It's the biggest. It would ruin Detroit. It does probably more than all of your plants put together. It's massive, owned by China. So China was going to come in and build one of the biggest plants in the world, I think the biggest plant by far, actually, in the world, and some others, right along our border, make cars, put them into here, and you could forget about Detroit, you could forget about Michigan. It would be over. And I didn't like it. So he told me about it a year ago, and then I started thinking about it. And I said, you know, if they build that plant, and you know, they're decimating Europe with what they're doing. They're dumping cars in there like crazy, and it's being decimated, the auto industry, the manufacturing of car industry. So what happened is he said, no, this is the way it is, it's going to happen. I said, so I said, we're not going to let that happen, because if they build these massive plants, especially this one monster plant that's so big that you wouldn't believe it. So I announced when I was at the Detroit Economic Forum, and a little before that I'm going to put 100% tariffs, and if that's not high enough, I'll make it 200. And I announced it a little before the forum, actually, and I said, no, we're going to put 100%, and maybe I'll make it 200, maybe I'll make it 300, I don't give a damn. I'll make it whatever I have to make it. And that was it. I just made the announcement. I didn't make a big deal out of it. The fake news didn't pick it up because they don't want to pick it up. But I didn't want to see Detroit destroyed, and other places like South Carolina and Tennessee and a lot of other places. But your state more than any other state, without question. And so what happened is I forgot about it. Now I'm speaking, and I see this guy, John, the builder of auto plants. And I said, I'd like to see him after I speak. So I speak. I made my speech. It was a brilliant speech. Brilliant. And I saw him, and I said, John, how's that plant going that you're building in Mexico on the border? He said, sir, they've canceled that plant last week. They're not going to build it. Because they think you're going to win, and they think you're going to put tariffs on the cars, and therefore they're not going to be able to bring any cars into the United States. And they said, if Trump wins, this thing is not going to work. And they're all so. But I'll tell you what, that plant will go up so fast if there's a mishap. Here's the good news. There's only one way there can be a mishap, and you know what that way is. And I hope to hell that doesn't happen. I hope to hell that doesn't happen again. So I'm just proud of this guy because he's been on my, I didn't know who the hell he is. I didn't know who he was. All I know is he has very good, strong arms. I'm impressed by his arms. He's a strong guy, but he was a good guy and a smart guy. And he was against the electric cars because he said they're going to be made in China. You know, you're going to get 2 good years, and after that, nobody's going to work. Did you see? 37,000 auto jobs were cut this month. 37,000. Well, you can tell them, okay? You tell them. So here's the story. They're not building the plant. We're going to build those plants.
Okay, guys, listen. President Trump is telling you the truth about when we met, and it was a year and a half or so ago, and he asked me questions. He said, how does your industry like these EV mandates? And I said, sir, they don't like